There it is.
I think we're here.
I think we are. We get to see now when it's just so fancy. In any case, hey guys! It's Friday. I'm excited about that. Are you excited about that?
I'm excited. It's Friday. I'm here on Saturday too, but I'm still excited about Friday.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Hopefully all of you guys are excited about Friday. Hopefully you have great weekend plans or just a relaxing weekend is always nice. You know.
Plans. I mean, relaxing is still plans.
Yeah, that's right. I always like to have a good day of just peace and quiet.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
That's nice, yeah.
Alrighty. We have got the Wyoming Ranger, which is just fun to say. I like to say it.
Yeah, that's something I made up.
It's very John Wayne.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a belt. I did not develop this belt. I saw it when I was in Wyoming. I don't know who was the first one that came up with it. But it's a Ranger belt, but it's different than regular old applique Ranger belt.
That's right.
But that's what we're going to do.
Alrighty. I'm ready.
Okay. First off, here's a short version of a regular Ranger belt. Can we get over here?
I don't know. Since we moved the table,
you'll
have to go.
I scooched it a little bit.
Okay.
I'll keep scooching this way. We had to make room for a machine that isn't quite here yet because Denny forgot he needed to sew today. So Andy will be bringing a machine shortly.
Yeah. So anyway, this is a short version of what a Ranger belt would be set up like.
Like you have a little baby belt.
Yeah, a little baby belt. This is the billet end, and then this would be the buckle end. Of course, it would turn back, would go under like this. But these two overlaid pieces would be stitched onto the belt.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to do it a little bit different than that. It'll be a lot less bulky.
Okay.
A lot tidier look to it.
Yeah.
You guys are just going to love this.
Just get your happy pants on.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great show.
Happy pants, yeah. Okay, first off, I have already made lines. I've laid out the length and the ends on this belt, and I marked them in pins so that you guys could see them. I would not suggest that you do this at home when you're making your own belt, but I did this so you could see. But I'm going to cut these out.
And what thickness here? We just got a piece of hermit oak?
Yeah, this is, I'm using a piece of 5 to 6 ounce for the top and a piece of 5 to 6. You can go 6 to 7 or 7 to 8 for the liner if you want to.
Okay.
Depends on how heavy you want it, but a Ranger belt has quite a bit of bulk in the front no matter what you do, so a little bit lighter weight belt I think is preferable to me. But you lay this out just like you would a regular tapered belt, for length. So that's what we've got here. I'm going to cut this out now.
So kind of like what we were talking about on Wednesday with the tapers, and you figure, you got your size together, and you do all that. Okay.
Right.
We all get to watch Denny use a head knife, which makes everybody happy.
Does it?
I keep getting the request to see your tattoo more. I was like, you showed it off a lot when you got it.
Oh. It's just here. That's where it stays.
One close up. Yeah, it hasn't moved.
It hasn't gone anywhere. Some wood grain with a teddy bear.
It'll probably pretty much be like that, won't it?
It'll pretty much be like this till the end of time. I don't know. I was thinking about getting like the other side done, just having him like meet up the wood grain in the middle here and then go this way until he meets up with the bear and then just stops. That way it just wraps all the way around with the wood grain. I thought that might be fun. In any case, that's...
Okay. Now I've got this, and I forgot to bring in my...
What do you need?
My oblong punch, but that's okay. We'll get by without it for right now.
We'll get
okay,
by
this is the top. Now the liner...
I can't see this.
The liner...
Do I need to give me to switch the screens?
No, it's okay. I think my eyes are still just weird. Like, I still wake up every morning and they're just, like, not quite right yet. And so...
Well, I can switch them back and forth. And I think once we...
I think Georgia
do our lighting situation,
yeah,
and it's not quite pointing in your eyeballs.
That might help. Yeah, it's okay. I can just stand right here. Doesn't matter where I'm at, really.
Okay. Have we got that figured out?
It's tangent number 2 for today.
Okay, all right. The length of this on the billet end, you want to just go like a 1/4 inch longer than what your actual billet is. And just round that end off.
So that's your adjustment end, your billet.
Yes.
I think we have a delivery.
We have a delivery.
We have a delivery.
Right. Okay, tell me this coming.
No, Dean, no zippers today.
Is this one off?
Yeah, you're good.
No, it's on.
What? Yes, you're good.
Oh.
Come here, baby girl. Why do you hate me?
All right. Pardon the disruption, you guys.
We'll get back to your belt.
We're under
momentarily.
construction here for a moment.
Thank you, sir.
Andy, thank you very much. Hey, Andy, would you do me one more favor?
Yeah.
Would you bring me a 1-inch bag punch, oblong punch?
I left you a scrap there. I set the tension, but if you needed this.
Thank you so much.
My base is wider than my top side.
You want this camera on that or no?
I haven't heard a lady complain about that before.
Okay.
You're alive. Did you hear me?
What?
Did you want this on there or no?
I'll fix it.
Alright, guys.
Anyway.
Normal videos would already have this done, but we don't do normal videos.
That's true.
This is SLC. We
Yes.
do what we want.
Yes, we.
We do what we want.
We want when we want.
You guys just have to put up with us
I
live.
get back to my desk.
Yeah.
New studio. One day, Dean. One day we'll have a new studio. Alrighty.
Well, yes, with all the equipment we could ever need.
Correct.
Full
Yeah,
shop.
someday.
In the studio. Yeah.
A whole dirty room for all the burnishing that we need to do. So I
Yeah,
doesn't get in my
dirty
coffee.
room, that's
You know?
good.
Yeah.
We need that out there. Too.
Yeah, we
Dirty
do.
room. Thank you, Andy. Andy's a lifesaver today. All right.
Just today. That's
Now, like I said,
Okay.
on the billet end, you want the liner to be approximately a 1/4 inch longer. It doesn't matter, just as long as it's a little bit longer than the tip. And on the buckle end, I'm gonna set
Oh,
my
come on,
buckle
guys.
about where it will be, and that will also be about a 1/4 inch longer. And I'm just gonna round that end off. So, I hope you're with me so far.
Okay. So we have 2 layers of 5/6.
Yeah,
that right?
5/6. One 5/6 and 1/6/7 if you want,
Okay.
or 2 5/6. It's optional.
Okay.
Everything's optional. Everything's always optional.
Can you move that light up a little bit? I mean, it's great, but it's pointing right.
Is that better?
Okay, now I'm gonna cut these ends. I don't know what Liz is doing, but she's under the table right now.
It was like a little mess that I felt obligated to clean up.
Oh, you felt obligated. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now then, this, and by the way, this has to be a 2-ply belt. You can't do it with just 1 ply. So it has to have a liner on it. We're doing. Okay, I'm going to mark on this end where our flare ends. And I'm also going to do the same thing on the other end.
Where it ends or where it begins?
Well, depends on how you look at it. It ends at one angle and begins at the other. So, okay. Now, I've got some cut off ends from this same material that I'm using. And I am going to...
I wondered. Okay. Guys, I have never seen this belt be made before, so I am just as clueless as the rest of you. But I think I understand what's about to happen.
Okay. On the buckle end, I'm going to go about 1 inch or 1.5 inches longer than where my flare began. Whichever way you look at it, you guys. So I'm going to cut that off square. And I am also going to wet it a little bit because it skives a lot better, a lot easier when it's wet. Now, let me get this over here.
I'm assuming you don't need these anymore.
I don't need them, no. And I'm going to just skive these off to a feather edge. Can you see what I'm doing?
We sure
today?
can't.
Water bottles placed in a very great spot.
I got it.
Okay. Now I'm going to mark this.
So we can glue.
Yes, and you can glue if you desire. So glue both of these two pieces, and I'm going to do the same thing on this end. I'm going to go about 1.5 inches longer than I need to be.
Denny, somebody asked if there's a difference between a round knife and a head knife.
Round knife's a larger knife. A head knife doesn't have quite as much roundness to it as the round knife. Round knife is generally wider and deeper with a larger radius on it.
Okay.
But they do the same jobs.
So there's kind of like a technicality difference of design.
I have heard that a head knife used to be a harness maker's tool, and a round knife was a saddle maker's tool.
Ah.
Whether there's any truth to that, I don't know.
You guys couldn't use the same tool?
Myself, I like this is a round knife here.
So,
This one that I'm using. But I use a head knife a lot. A head knife is a little handier. It's a little smaller, a little handier. But when you're making a saddle, you're usually cutting larger pieces of leather for the most part. So a round knife sometimes comes in handy.
Hey Liz,
hey, Tony.
you never guess what the question is.
No? What glue are we using? Is it Dean?
Nope. Dean said, what kind of... Oh, never mind. And then Ron asked. But I think Ron was actually being serious.
This is Van Grip. Or I guess it could be Masters.
I
Sometimes
believe
Denny.
that's Masters.
Okay. We are currently using Masters. Contact cement.
And the
Oh,
reason
good, we
is,
don't have to go through the whole
I don't have to go through the whole story.
I want to go through the story.
Okay.
Then you can say it, Denny.
I have a gallon of Masters contact cement by my bench, and I don't have to go anywhere to fill up my.
You don't have to go
So that's
two
what
doors
I've been
down to the
using.
back of the building to get a refill.
Right.
Am I gluing this as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Alrighty. Alrighty, sir. Gotcha.
And you've done well. And we've got to stick these together before we can go to the next part.
We have to let the glue dry first.
Well, I'll help you a little. Should I light it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Whichever way you want to go.
John asked, Woodcraft sells a 3x12x18 granite slab. It's dyed. Would that be good for leathercraft? If you're,
3 by 12 by 18? You bet.
yeah,
That'd be great.
yeah, or just run down to your local granite countertop place and see if they got sink cutouts. They usually give them to you for free or $5 or something.
You know, as far as tooling goes, you know, the thicker the better.
Yeah.
But the countertop place is so handy and so inexpensive. You can't hardly pass that up.
I mean, if you want to spend like $300 to $400 on a really, really nice big granite slab that's like 4 inches thick from Grizzlies, you can do that too.
Right.
Or go to a monument place.
Right.
They'll have cutoffs there.
Sometimes they will do that. Sometimes they get kind of uppity when you ask them, oh no, these people died. That mistake is going away.
I promise somebody will use me. Use you whenever I'm gone. Can I get a piece off of my headstone? How about that?
Can I get my pre-scraps, please?
Can I get my pre-scraps?
So Michael was talking about how we just applied our glue to semi-wet leather.
Mm-hmm.
And he was...
If your leather is very wet, you aren't going to get it to stick very well. But all I did was spritz this leather to it. I didn't actually saturate it, so there's not a lot of water in it.
If you were like doing molding or something where you had gotten the piece, like if you had dunked the piece in water, then you need to let it dry out before you go to glue it. But this was just damp leather.
All right. Now I'm going to trim these ends off because I want to stitch them. Hear that ring?
Sure did.
Okay, now keep in mind this is the liner side, the inside of the belt. So now, let me put this on here and I want to mark again where I'm at. Okay, on the billet end. Where do I put my pencil right here? This is the end of the flare. The end or the beginning. And the same way over here. The reason I'm marking these is because I'm going to stitch these two end sections right now before I go any further.
This moment.
That's right.
You want to test out your machine first before you just...
I will.
Okay.
And ordinarily I would put a stitch groove in here to stitch this. You don't have to. I like to, but I'm not going to today because we're just showing you the mechanics of this deal.
Yeah, just pre-order your headstone, use it for tooling and carving, and then nobody will have to worry about it when you're gone.
Just drop this back off to the monument place.
Yeah, it's ready.
Yes. Say, can you guys repolish this eventually?
No, you just gotta use it in all of its glory.
Oh, that's right.
You know,
that's
like
right.
it's just like it's a part of you at that point.
Yeah, it'll have character.
Yeah, you just
Good
like
point.
have the bottom side engraved, and then you just work on the other side that's still smooth, and then it's just a how cool is that? That's actually not a terrible idea.
I think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, looks like I know what my afternoon plans entail.
Getting a headstone.
Picking out my headstone.
What do you think?
I think I'm going to go with it just like it is.
Good job, Andy.
Andy did a wonderful job.
1 year anniversary of being twitched.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Look at this.
What is that?
It's a dancing thing. See, it says that he subscribed for 12 months now. He says happy 1 year anniversary.
Nice.
Well,
And
that's
see, and
fancy.
he was within the first subscriber, so it says first.
Wow, Nick.
Nice.
Oh, don't say his name. You can only say it when he's on Facebook.
Okay.
That's okay. I'm talking to that guy over there in the
Oh,
corner.
Nick, our Nick.
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm that guy.
Oh, I gave it away now.
Yeah.
It wasn't you.
It wasn't me. I didn't do that. Say my name. Got all all the songs today. New tradition for saddle makers: retire their granite for their grave. I mean, why buy the granite twice?
I think that's a great idea.
I do too.
I think we should promote that. We should start selling.
Don't say that. Have you met Rusty? I was
Rusty will do it.
Don't do that.
No,
We'll start
we
up.
need a new studio, not a new entity.
No, Michael, this is not one of the belt patterns on the website. That's why we're doing this video, is so that you guys can see how to make this awesome 2-ply
Wyoming Belt.
Ranger.
Good to see you in here, Tim Razorblades Tim.
Everybody's great.
It's been a minute for him. Things must be crazy in Australia.
It is winter there. Are you frozen? Probably not. I don't know how cold it gets where you are.
I mean, they're pretty far away from the equator. In the southern
I know,
part,
but nobody ever thinks, like, I don't ever think about Australia being, I mean, I suppose it does, but I just think of Australia being hot and deserty all the time.
What is cold in Australia? Can you convert Celsius to Fahrenheit while you do that?
Yeah, because we're American and
We're American!
We don't math.
We're American!
We don't mind.
We're from the United States.
That makes my wife so irritated when we talk about being American. We're North American.
Oh, yes, there's a lot of...
Well, no, we're not.
there's a lot of
We're
America.
the United States of Americans.
Yes,
because
that's right.
because Mexico is still North America, so they consider themselves American.
He's freezing currently. Sorry. It is really hot here currently.
We got a first
Yeah, that
time
is
chatter
true,
there from, I'm going to say Kaha. Waichi Kaha. Also going to need
Heidelberg?
phonetics.
Where's Heidelberg? Germany? Where's that? I don't know.
I mean, there probably is a Heidelberg there. There's a song of Edelweiss.
I've heard that one.
Then he's just over
Mostly
there sewing
from the
back.
Sound of Music.
Alright. Now I'm going to pull these loose ends
To the top.
to the top because they're going to be covered, and that way the bottom will remain a little bit cleaner.
I think it's like 97 degrees or something ridiculous here.
It's close. It's 86.
Okay. Well, it's still early-ish.
Oh, he says, it's like Edelweiss and Oktoberfest. That would be really fun to go to. Just go? I should probably go during October. Seems like a specific time frame.
Thank you, Liz.
You're welcome.
All right. Next step. I think I will bevel these edges, but I don't want to use the French edges to do that with.
No, that would be a lot. That'd be much too much bevel.
I don't need to bevel the bottom. And if we weren't on video, I would probably smooth these edges out and even them up a little bit more.
Yeah, at this point, probably take it to your sander,
Yeah,
sand them out, do that.
yeah. But you guys get the idea. Oh, I don't need to do the back yet. Okay, I've got that done. Now then, what I'm going to do, this end is basically ready to put together, but this end I have one more step. And that's, I need to line this billet end. but I don't want the ends of the leather to end up in the same place because that'll make more of a lump.
Okay.
So I'm going to line back here about another 1.5 inches. And I'm going to use this extra piece that I've got here. So
With the zippers, Dean.
it'll be about that long.
I mean, this would actually be the perfect money belt because you have to do all these 2-ply things anyways.
Yeah.
So you know what? If you want to put a zipper in one side,
Dean, I think
Go
you need
for
to
it.
do
Oh no,
it.
you've missed the rest of the chat. Ralph says if you're gonna sell headstones, why stop there? Leather caskets. And then Dean said, "Hey, leather caskets." And I said, and then William said, "With zippers."
no, not with zippers because at least if leather, then it's kind of like biodegradable. Like if you did like a veg tan one, then everything could just degrade.
You guys, this is really serious.
Sorry about your Wyoming belt, Denny.
Okay. Wyoming tombstone belt.
We have traveled far from the road of this particular project.
Of reality.
Welcome to the lives. This is your first time. This is how it goes.
All right, Liz.
All right, Denny.
You
More
can-
glue?
You can cement that.
Aye, aye, Captain. This is a lot of lining. This is like making one of my knife sheaths.
Yeah, but as you will see how much less bulky it's going to be than if you just added a billet and a buckle chape on top.
And then you don't have to line the turn back because
Yeah.
you're turning it back.
Right. And it's so much neater looking.
Yeah, no, this is exciting.
I'm going to use this piece while you're cementing that, and I'm going to cut out
Probably don't have to be nearly as
keep-
particular about my edges.
no. You don't. I'm going to cut out a keeper.
I'm gonna call all the local monument places and tell them I've got a great new marketing plan for them. Thanks, Michael, for this very long tangent. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Charles. Charles is at the hospital still. My bad, Charles.
We'll all pitch in to make you a casket.
God, no worry about Liz's neighbors anymore.
let's just
Charles
keep-
is on the chopping block.
Let's just keep getting deeper and deeper.
Charles, hurry up and hit that nurse's button. You're gonna need
We're
some
digging
help.
our own grave here.
Oh boy,
Woo!
it's certainly deep in
I
here.
think the heat has gone to our heads. We have been roasted this week.
Oh my goodness.
We're on the spit.
Excuse me, I'll be right back.
Are you gonna leave me?
Denny's leaving.
Yes, but I will be back.
He's going to place his
I've
order.
got to get some air.
I ain't
He's
getting
gotta
any younger.
get outta here.
I'll be right back.
Will the caskets be in the new catalog?
Oh my goodness, Luna, what
Loons,
have you
we've
done
gone
to
too
people?
far. Tony, I sent you those pictures last night and you never responded.
Oh, can people see them?
Sure.
I didn't because I put my phone away last night at night.
Sheesh.
And paid
So Tony, I
attention.
was like, I'm going to send you pictures of my knife sheath that I'm working on. And then I sent it and just crickets. Just all night. Just
I was
nothing.
busy familying.
That's silly. So I'm working on a new sheath. My screen is so dirty. For Kyle,
Royer.
the Royer. And,
Oh. Yeah, you can show that camera. It'll be cute.
look, guys.
Look at this. Great. Alright, go ahead.
All right, so that's the buoy. Isn't it lovely? Look at that Damascus, everybody.
He made this pattern, and trust me, I have zoomed in on this picture and tried to check it all out.
He made it. He made this steel.
It is so uniform.
Yeah, it's perfect. Look at that. So anyway, so I'm making a sheath, and this is my prototype. I didn't take a picture of the top because I wasn't very happy with it, but this is my first rendition, and I'm gonna use that like a pillow top pattern.
Yeah.
Anyways, and I'm gonna inlay some lizard. Pretty excited about that. Look, I'm talking about other things while you were gone.
That's good.
Yeah.
Hey, We were to a spot where I either needed coffee or liquor. So I got coffee.
So we got coffee. That's good.
Good choice.
All this casket talk is really.
Yeah.
Denny was like, listen. So.
Okay.
Rob, it's good to have you in again.
Hey, Rob.
It's been a while since we've seen him.
He needs to
and
be on the fortune. I don't.
he
Kyle's-
would be one of the judges on Forged in Fire if he was going to be anything.
Yeah.
There's been
I did get to
few-
see all the Fortune Fire people at Blade. They all have like the plaque on their table. And it was like, I won this season of Fortune Fire. They're all there. It's a whole thing.
Most of the people that I think are on there are not master bladesmiths that are competing.
No.
Every now and then they might have one.
There's
But most of them are not master bladesmith, which
Ron,
Kyle is.
he became a master bladesmith at the ripe age. I think he was 20 in 2011. So he may have been 20, maybe going on 21. He's like 3 months younger than me, which I'm a little bitter about, but we won't talk about it. If he's watching this, it's all right. I think I told him that this weekend. We're eating Chinese food.
Razorblade says that his Costco sells caskets. Wonder if they have unused headstones.
That's weird. I mean, yeah, they probably have unused, like, they're just waiting. We
Yeah,
gotta move on.
They probably don't sell used ones. If the people start selling used
Then what are you
headstones,
making today?
there's other problems. Oh yeah, we are leather crafting.
I think. Denny's trying. He's trying real hard to keep this going.
I am. It's not working all that well, but I am trying. Okay. Now I'm going to stitch this billet end
Okay.
on the finished side, the
Mhm.
top side, to the flare.
Yeah, 'cause
beginning and whichever.
Yep, you stitch this from the top too because this is the top.
Yes.
So you don't want to stitch it from this side, which looks like it should be the top, but it's really the back.
Correct.
I'm going to do that. So that one will also stitch from the top. Are you going to stitch the turn back?
Yeah, I might.
I think that you should.
Okay, then I will. Whatever. If you think I should, then by golly, I should.
You're a long way over there, and I can't see what you're doing, Denny.
Oh, sorry. I can't see what I'm doing either.
That I can't help you with. You said you're just making your stitch line? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm just making a stitch line right now.
Now, why would you make a stitch line and have a roller guide?
I don't have a roller guide, or I'm
But if
not
you
using
did-
a roller guide.
Oh, okay. I
You
thought you
wouldn't
had
need-
one on
well-
there. There is one on there.
Hey, roller guides are not, they're not,
Exact
perfect.
science.
yeah.
I know Clayton would mark his as well and then
Yeah.
use the roller guide
Yeah.
just in case.
Plus, when you, even just what this indentation you're making with a set of wing
Uh-huh.
dividers will guide your needle.
And it could also set your thread
If
in
your
just a little
needle's
bit.
off just a fraction,
Oh.
it will fall into that groove.
Mm-hmm. And it will it give your stitch a seat to set in?
Yeah, a little bit.
Mhm.
If you've got a good machine and you got your tension set nice and tight, it's going to pull it down almost flush with the surface.
We're getting ready to
anyway.
figure out how good our machine is.
No, we already said.
We have a very good machine.
It's a great machine. It's a
I can
beautiful machine.
already tell you that.
Dean,
How's our-
are you talking about what we're doing here? Or are you talking about caskets? Like, what are we?
Where are we?
What's your?
Well, yeah, we're going to change our schedule for next week. We're going to do wet molded caskets. That was a suggestion up above.
I'm just gonna veto that. Just.
Okay. You guys talk about whatever. I'm
Oh,
going to the
goodness.
machine here.
We'll watch you stitch. A tisket, a tasket, a red and yellow casket.
And I don't use a roller guide myself very often anyway. Before I came here, I never had a machine that had a roller guide on it.
Yeah.
So I don't really think about using a roller guide very often.
Well, I was working on that bag the other day, Denny, and I attempted to use the roller edge guide, but my material was too thin, and it wanted to fall below the roller edge guide because the roller edge guide doesn't sit flush on the platform.
Right.
And so it was really like, oh, you know what I should have done? I had to sew a circle. Okay, I was attempting to sew a circle, which is difficult, and it was like 2 inches in from the edge of my material. And I should have taken one of our other clicker dies and set it on top of that, and then just like marked my edge around. But instead, I just kind of eyeballed it. But that would have gotten me a better line. I mean, it was fine. It turned out fine.
There are a million different ways to do a million different things. Okay.
Dean says he hasn't laughed this hard in a long time. Glad we could do that for you, Dean. That's what we're here for. It's really mostly just the laughs.
I'm just stitching this buckle chape in just for looks.
And to appease me.
Into these.
Michael, that would be something that would be illegal, is that you couldn't make your own casket. That feels like something that would be a ridiculous law somewhere. I don't know. Surely people would work and make their own, right?
Yeah, didn't used to be illegal. You couldn't buy one anywhere. If you lived in the West and got killed, they sent you to a casket maker. Actually, he was generally the justice of the peace. And he made caskets on the side.
I marry ya and I bury ya.
Yeah.
Well, there didn't used to be so many people on the planet, and so you had to be more skilled. Yeah. We've gotten really specialized these days because there's so many of us that there's not, there's
you guys.
Joshua, I have sicked Holly on your question because I could not find it.
I got you.
Oh.
Tony forgot his job.
I forgot my job today.
We're too specialized.
Would you like to snip?
Liz's job today is snip holder. He's got snips in front of him.
I glue and snip.
Oh, yeah.
It's a glue and snip.
Snip in front of me. I'll let you do the other one.
Oh, cool.
The other end.
I'm excited.
There you go.
Thanks.
You're welcome. See, this is how awesome this machine is. I went from 2-ply about 12 or 13 ounce leather to 1-ply about 5 or 6 ounce leather.
And your stitch still looks great.
Did not touch the tension.
Denny, you and your non-back stitching.
Well, I didn't want to because I'm going to start here.
Okay.
I'm gonna actually
overstitch. That's right.
one.
You're gonna overstitch it.
Yeah.
So poor Timothy.
Shall we bevel?
Said he has.
Bevel the underside.
He said he's been laughing hard. Denny. Timothy did. He has a date tonight. And he was ironing his shirt and he messed it up.
Oh,
now he's got to start all over.
Buddy.
Hopefully you didn't burn your shirt.
Did you scorch it?
My dad, he was putting carpet in a room years ago, and he left the iron on a patch and burned right through a piece of the carpet. So then there was forever this little 12x6 patch.
Forever.
Well, until they put all the carpet. Luna!
Must be a dog out.
Stop it.
So, Razor Blades had a question for you, Denny.
Oh, like a real one?
Yeah.
Like a real question?
Yeah. He
Pertaining
says, do you know why caskets are so popular?
No, Razor Blade, I don't.
Because people are just dying to get in them.
Okay. All right. We're ready to put this dude together now, I think. Let's see.
Yes, I scorched the sleeve at the left shoulder. Sorry, Tim. Looks like you have to pick out a new shirt for your date tonight.
Bevel the top edge of this part.
You told me just the bottom, so that's all I did.
I know. It's not your fault.
Okay.
It's all mine.
Well, thanks.
This is all
I'm glad
me.
you can admit that.
This is all me. Okay.
Thanks for the follow, Mr. Blackstone.
That ought to work good. Now let me put a mark here. Well, that's pretty apparent. The last stitch. So from here to here. Let's see.
Here we go.
You're the cement lady.
Guys, really, this is why our videos are so fun.
It's a lot like a bag lady only.
Oh, with glue this time.
Yeah, this time it's glue instead of a bag.
Somewhere.
Long way. All the way on the edge of the table.
Well, the belt's long.
Yeah. Must be for a big person.
Not really, actually. It doesn't look that. Is this your size, Denny?
I don't know what.
You make-
I think it's about a 34.
Oh, perfect. Go fit.
That is perfect. Actually, that's my size.
Is it?
We did find that out when Liz was making us belts that were the same size.
Well, I don't remember, but if I believe that's what I did is about a 34. That's
Gotcha.
what I generally make most belts when I just make them on stack like this.
Is that like the smallest reasonable size that you can think of? Like the shortest amount of...
Well, when I'm tooling one like this, yeah, I don't want to tool a whole bunch of extra.
Denny loves when he gets a tooled kid's belt.
Yeah.
Size 18.
Yes.
Perfect.
It's when John Candy comes in and orders a belt that bothers me.
Aw.
I have to charge a little more.
Right? Yeah, tool belts by the inch. Now, did you make marks here, or do I just need to go from...
Just go from stitch to stitch.
All right.
Michael had a plan for Timothy. He said, just wear it the way it is, and it'll make a great conversation piece on the date.
That's right.
You can tell them about our conversation that we've been having.
You won't have to go to the movies. You can just watch an SLC live. It'll be about the same.
Yeah, you can say, you know, the
What do you
reason
want?
this is like this.
Oh, we were trying to figure out whose clipboard that was.
Oh, I put it in Kevin's chair.
Probably gone.
Because it looked like it was Kevin's. So my bad.
No.
It was his inventory sheet. Okay. But that's where I left it. So maybe it's still on his desk. Okay.
That was good of you.
Doesn't it?
Michael does have a question. When you're making belts for sale, what's the most common length that you would say?
34.
Yeah. That's what
good.
size Denny makes.
Yeah.
Well, we made that money belt. It was a 34. Because I have it.
Yeah. For an average sized person, if you're real thin or quite large, 34 is not going to work for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're, I don't know, so like,
If you're fully tooling one, you're going to have to know exactly what size.
Yeah. The thing is, if you're making belts, you can't make an average sized belt and expect to sell it to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
well, that's what would be a good range? So like if you're making, not tool belts, but just like if you have embossed belts or whatever, like what's a good range?
32 to 40.
32 to 40?
Yeah. That'll fit most people.
Maybe make a couple 42s and 45s just in case.
And a 30 or a 28, you know. But,
which is why we never size belts.
yeah.
We just have them up on retail, just hanging there, just long, and then we just size them when people walk in the door.
Yeah.
That way they're always just right.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Three Bears.
Timothy's taking his wife to the Brooks and Dunn concert, so they won't be watching SLC live. Maybe I can just call Kix Brooks and see if we can get them to play that on there.
Yeah, see,
Ring them up a little bit later.
Lily just left.
Luna.
That's right. The hair dryer down there. Must you are surprised. Doctor one?
It's an older pattern, so it's been being sold.
Well, I pulled it up to look at it. I was like, well, there's only one thing in all the paperwork. I didn't actually go pull the item, but I see that it's on the other piece of carbide.
Yeah.
So,
William said a leather urn, which would actually be really pretty.
Oh, that would be really pretty, actually. Like legit.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be really cool.
Now, is your liner piece oversized just a little bit, Denny?
Sure
No,
isn't.
if I was doing this in reality for someone making a custom belt, I would definitely make it oversized.
Well, it might be a little bit hard to oversize this because you already have the ends finished
Right.
and stitched. So you would have to, like, if you had one of our NSB machines, it's like this edger with these 4 blades that you send the machine through, you could make everything a little bit oversized like we do with our conceal and carry belts, and then you stitch inside that line and then you send it through the NSB to get everything lined up. But because you're like sewing it, you're just gonna have to sand all your edges.
Right.
So just take your time.
You don't need a pattern for this one.
Okay, can we go overhead or are we?
No, we're not. But now we are.
Okay, if you'll see here, you can see where there's actually 4 pieces of leather right here,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't. What do I say? They don't splice in exactly the same spot.
Oh, right.
They're offset, so it's thicker right here
Mm-hmm.
than it is here, but not as thick as it would be if you had.
All 4 layers.
Yeah, if you had this,
Right. Right.
you know.
So you offset you
Yes.
stacked your things. Yeah.
Yes. So now I'm going to stitch this part, and then I will put on the buckle set and build the keeper for the. See, when this goes through, this bottom part needs a keeper so it doesn't go like this.
It has to be a backwards keeper.
A backwards keeper.
Backwards keeper.
Inside out, upside down, over and under.
I'm assuming that this is your keeper.
Yeah, that's the one I was going to use for the keeper.
Did you bring any keeper staples?
No, and I didn't bring any.
I'll go get some. I'll go get a stapler.
I'm back. Okay.
We shouldn't make the greatest hits of the year, but we have way too many videos to like save the clips. Do I have the link? Holly, did you team that link? That lady that saved her husband's tattoos?
Oh, yeah, it's in the group.
Okay.
Michael, is that a thing? Do people sell that, or do they usually just make one?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
I think he's just talking about a block of wood or some sort of a block that you would wrap your keeper around to get it the perfect size.
Oh, they used to call that a loop iron.
A loop
They
iron.
would make them out of steel.
So that is a thing.
Yeah, that's a viable thing. Yeah.
Well, that's a good suggestion, Michael. We'll write that down.
You might find one on
eBay.
on eBay. You know, an antique. But I don't know.
And what was it
anyone-
called?
Loop iron.
A loop iron.
Loop iron.
Most saddle shops and leather shops in general used to have a full set, a full range of loop iron.
Is it multiple individual pieces, or is it like a bracelet mandrel that's like graduated?
It's multiple individuals.
Okay.
Because if you had one, you could make however many keepers you could stack on there at one time.
Gotcha.
And I've got a set of homemade ones at my house.
You should bring those in, and then we can copy them.
I will.
No, Dean, you're not allowed to take those.
Be better off to quit.
Here,
All right,
Thanks.
taking your
we're on,
job.
Michael. A great shot of your coffee cup
Thanks.
and the glue bottle.
I didn't bring my fancy coffee cup in today. It's been a bit of a hectic. This one I could not pull through.
It's been a crazy week.
It has been a crazy week. Thank you to everybody that already completed your live shopping estimates. We pulled all the single orders this morning before the video.
All the single orders.
All the single orders.
All the single orders.
Oh my.
We got your leather packed up. It's gonna go out the door.
We are special people in this room,
We
guys.
are special
I need
people.
everybody to just really understand that.
Oh,
And not in like great ways, but like in the weirdest ways that
Yeah,
you could be a special person.
some really
they
special.
are aware of how special we are. Oh, did you find that other glue eraser that I was playing with yesterday?
I don't know. I found this one back there.
We're ready. I did my job.
All right. Good job, too.
Thanks.
All right. Let's bevel the edges on this. I'm going to trim a little bit of that.
I think some people forgot or didn't hear that we were sending that extra piece of split last week.
Oh, yeah, I
So
think I only said it once.
So it started showing up and people were like, hey, I got this other piece of leather. And I was like, it's a gift.
It's free.
It's for you.
It was amazing.
So you are very welcome for that. That's for putting up with us.
We did have fun yesterday.
Oh, we played a song during live shopping yesterday.
We are all about the
Had a
songs.
small
As
dance-
much as we can play without
small dance
getting...
break.
All right, Vanessa, when are you coming?
Oh, I'm excited to see that, Michael. Oh, we have a husband and a wife that are supposed to be coming at some point for like their anniversary, 21st anniversary or something.
No,
like that.
Vanessa says she just started a pork shoulder, and so I'm asking when she's going to be here for lunch. Like, when are you bringing your food here?
Oh,
Man, Rusty has not made meat in a while.
Yeah, I feel a little attacked.
Yeah, I feel like that's part of the like working here is just like every few months we get meat.
We get eaten.
Like that's come on, Rusty, if you're watching. He has been trying to build a house right now, so I feel like his smoking
All I'm hearing is
his smoking time is limited.
I disagree with that because I remember he said that was the first thing that he set up at his new place. That
It is.
his smoker and his grill.
And he was out there because the hot tub is installed at his new place and it is running. And so I
that's
think
why he's never here.
yeah, and so they did go out there this weekend, and so I don't know why he just didn't set up the smoker while in the hot. Like, what else are you doing?
Right?
Just smoke
So
some
I'm
meat,
not
man.
letting him use that excuse of he's building a house because I know the grill is set and ready to roll.
That's right.
Nice.
Now I'm hungry. I'll text him later. I'll say, "Where's the meat?"
Where's the beef?
Or the pork,
Or the chicken.
or the chicken. Just all of it. Have just a little bit of everything.
Where's the steak?
Oh.
We don't own a short bus. We own
We all can't fit on a short bus.
no. There's too many of us.
There's too many of us.
We have a van.
I think they were saying because we're a special breed.
We are very special.
The only way we have it.
We literally ask people in their interview, like, how weird are you? Because you're going to need to be pretty weird to work here.
Yeah, we're gonna need to
If
know.
they say they aren't weird at all, you say, well, we'll call you.
Never.
No need to check back.
Punch the slot.
Punch the slot. Sorry, I had to mess up everything to do that too. All right. Now we're going to set this buckle. You know what I didn't do? What I told everybody to do. I said, plan what you do.
That's right.
And I didn't do that.
Right.
Oh, Vanessa's going to come smoke in the parking lot
Yes.
with a smoker.
Yeah.
Go to our warehouse building. There's a lot more room there.
Yeah.
Could you just
Got lucky.
got lucky,
Holy.
but we can't see you getting lucky. So there it is.
We better look out here then, razor blades.
Maybe
No
you should
telling
take
what the
that
next
side
one-
off
Chopping block will be.
Yeah. I do.
to make it a little bit more even.
You
Like
better
that
watch
side
out.
is a little fat.
Take a little.
So they're having a lettuce shortage in Australia right now.
Maybe it'll center it better.
$12 for a head of lettuce.
Are you
Whoa.
Watch out, guys.
That's the bad part about a piece of white granite.
It looks like a poly cutting board.
That's right. That was almost really disastrous.
You felt it though, didn't you?
I did. I think this side needs to come off a little bit.
Everybody should hang on because we got a big announcement to make towards the end of this video. So there's 77 on YouTube at the moment. So if you want to hear some cool news, you
Really-
better hang tight.
Really cool, you guys.
You better hang tight. We're going to announce who our visitor was. We were deciding if we were going to last time, but we're going to tell you who our visitor is going to be at the end of July with some other information.
I think we ought to do that right now.
You want to do it right now?
Yeah.
So I had a call with him yesterday, Denny, and this guy knew your name. He knew. I was like, maybe you know Denny low or not. He goes, oh yeah, I've heard of Denny. I know his name.
Do you need a screwdriver?
you famous?
Yeah, I will.
Andy, screwdriver. Here, I'll go see if I can meet him. He met me with my stapler.
We dropped some hints
Yeah,
on
you
the
do
last one.
Tony, since you've been doing it, you step in it.
Looks like I get to take over the talking part.
Yeah.
We did tips the last time. Everybody knows about tips.
Yeah.
We dropped some hints about elk tracks. So Denny, who would be elk tracks?
That would be a fellow named Jim Linnell.
Jim Linnell. If you've heard of Jim Linnell, that is who we're going to have coming the last week of July. Jim Linnell is coming in and going to spend the week with us. He'll be here Monday through Friday.
I'll tell you what, you guys, I'm as excited about this as anything that I've...
So Wednesday and Friday will be the normal live videos, and then on Monday and Tuesday, he's got his own pattern packs that we're going to start carrying. I think we're going to carry 7 of them. And we're going to do videos. He hasn't ever done any videos of how to tool this stuff out. So we're going to shoot videos with him here that he'll be able to release on his stuff. And we're going to end up recording them. What size you want?
Oh, here, we got punches right here.
We're going to record those on Monday and Tuesday, but we might also just stream exclusively on Twitch. But on Wednesday and Friday, we're going to stream on all of our platforms, and then including Jim's YouTube as well.
That'll be cool.
So we can reach out to his people as well as our normal. And then on Thursday, since our table is normally taken up with live shopping leather, it's going to be really hard to record a video in here. So I proposed the idea of, what do you think about doing a class all day on Thursday?
With Jim Linnell, you guys.
Denny's going to be there to help him. Jim Linnell's going to be heading it up. It's going to be talking about different types of tooling carving, just past the Sheridan style. So he's going to go over Sheridan, Porter, and Northwestern style.
Yeah.
And it's going to be
anything else that he thinks of.
It's going to be the history of all of those and what goes into those techniques. And then you're going to do a tooling project with him that he'll help you out with. A guy that was a saddle maker, he said, was in Arizona from way back when. The style is kind of an unnamed style. It didn't follow any specific style, but he's going to go over that. We're thinking about opening it up to 24 class attendees, $150. Not really sure. What do you need, Denny?
I didn't bring my snaps in.
Oh,
I'll be back.
about
Keep going.
about 24 students is what we're thinking that we can have in here. If he's good with it. Yeah. Hit. What do you need? You want to go to the main camera?
Yeah.
All right. Hang on.
Well, I hit one, but then it didn't do anything.
I know you got to hit cut, and then you got to turn off the picture-in-picture. I switched it so that I can make sure that I preview the cameras now before I actually switch to them. So Thursday class would be all day, probably about 8 to 5 with a lunch break in there, going over his regional pattern pack, but talking about history of different styles of tooling. And about 24 students, $100 to $150. Not sure where that's going to land yet, if we're able to do it in this building or if we're going to have to
do something else.
Yeah, do
We're
something
working on
else
that.
to get a space.
This is fresh information.
Yeah. Or even if Jim is up for that on a Thursday of teaching. So if you would like to... What?
Never mind.
What did I say?
Just keep going.
Okay. I guess I said something. My apologies if it needs to be apologized for. I'm concerned. I can't think of what I'm thinking because I'm trying to think of what I said.
It just seemed it's fine. You just keep it. So Jim
is going to do the class. We're just not sure how many people are going to be able to be in it in the space that we're going to fill with it. So if you are you serious about it, it's going to be in person only. We will record it. Just not sure what we'll do with it. But if you are serious about attending and 150 is not too much for you to attend, 8 hours to hang out with...
making it to Springfield at the end of July.
At the end of July, the last week of July, the last Thursday in July. Does anybody know what that July something?
How about you? The end of July would be the 31st is the last day.
The 28th.
Thursday, the 28th.
The 28th of July.
Sorry, yeah.
If you're not scared of $150 to be in a class with Jim Linnell,
You guys, this is maybe a once in a lifetime deal for anyone
When he
within
goes
the
to
local range.
when he goes to leather crafter, like if they do a class thing for him, he told me it was like $210. So if you're not scared of that, live at springfieldleather.com. We're just trying to get
gauge the interest.
If 24 is going to be enough spots, or what we're going to be able to do with the recording after we get done with it. So the 28th of July, that whole last week, Jim will be here. But the 28th will be the class. And it'll be from 8 until 5 with a probably hour lunch break in there.
You guys, if I wasn't here already, I would pay and come. I would.
Yeah.
I would.
I'm going to be on a stinking cruise.
Yeah.
No.
Liz was not in the phone call when Chad and I planned it all with him, and I told her, she's like, I'm going to be on a cruise, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So that was really the only time that he had.
Yeah. So
but if it becomes a thing, and you guys really like it, and I know you'll like having the videos here, or having him here to do the videos, but the class thing, I think this will really gauge to where we have other people and reach out to other crafters that are being successful in here, like Brandon Shelton coming and doing a ball cap topper, I think he has a leather conditioner that he's going to be sending us, and maybe even if Don Gonzalez would want to.
That'd be great too.
I mean,
we're working on it. We're excited.
We're trying to expand and help. Our scope is to be teaching leathercraft, and that's why we started all these videos, and it's kind of just been us to see what was going on. Now people are reaching out to us as well, or Chad and Rusty saw Jim at Sheridan, and so they just kind of proposed the idea, and he was like, "Oh,
yeah,
okay, yeah, maybe Rusty will do lunch, or maybe what was our other lady, Vanessa? Maybe she would want to come and."
I'm sure we'll do something. Alrighty. We're going to finish this belt now.
All right, back to the video.
Okay. All right.
Live at SpringfieldLeather.com, guys. Live at Springfield Leather if you are interested in attending.
Live at Springfield Leather sends me an email and it sends Liz an email. So that's just the easiest way. So live at Springfield Leather. If 150 is not too crazy and you're going to come out for it.
Hi, Rorik.
Rorik, I never got my sweatshirt, my hoodie.
He doesn't love you as much as he loves me.
It's apparent.
Yeah. You didn't earn it.
Did you get that deal sent to him?
I sure did.
All right.
He got it. He said it was beautiful. I don't know if he's given it to the other person yet, but
Yeah, Liz has always gone on vacation.
all the time. What belt? Who knows?
All right, I'm setting these snaps here, and I'm using some line 20s, which are a fairly small snap.
They're perfect. They're
I
the
think
perfect
they're
size.
gonna work.
I think we already got Terry in the class. That seems like a no-brainer.
Terry
Yeah,
Beeson?
Yeah.
All right, Terry.
Just-
Terry, I read your book. I love it. You're my kind of writer. I relate so much to everything in that book. I was right there in the same places, it felt like.
Yeah, and like I said, we'll record it and we'll figure out what we can do, what Jim wants to do after that. Like I said, we're going to carry 7 of his patterns, going to shoot the videos for them, so he'll have that. It's going to be cool. I was excited to get to talk to him.
John, I did get your email. I apologize. This week has been a little bit crazy, and I haven't. The end of the week is always tough for me with all the videos and the live shopping stuff. So I'll get with you as soon as I can.
Dean thought we were doing a casket. I talked to when we were talking to Jim last night on the phone before we left here. He was like, I go to these shows and people gather around my table. He goes, I didn't know that people knew who I was, and I was like, Jim.
What?
And then when I was telling Denny, I was like, oh, Jim said he knew your name, Denny, and Denny's like, really? And I was like, Denny, people know who you are, even outside of Springfield.
Yeah, sometimes I forget who I am. I'm glad everybody else is aware.
I think we all forgot who we were during this video.
Yeah. We were all building caskets and
Yeah.
setting tombstones.
Oh boy.
All right. I can get these snaps set and all.
Yeah, that first.
Where's that little hammer?
I'm gonna build a new studio, be done. We don't even have a space for the new studio.
Yeah.
There is news on that home front. I talked to Rusty. I said, hey, you remember if we do over this certain amount, if we get, if we're selling this much amount of leather during the live shopping? He's like, if you do that, we'll get a new studio. So I said, hey, you remember that? And he's like, no, I don't remember. I said, let me refresh your memory. And then he walked out the door. So that's where that went.
Got it?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't got it. But it's good enough for this.
That looks really cool unfinished and just wearing it for patina.
Yeah.
We'll have to
And
finish
see-
those edges.
See what this does.
We can't see what it does.
Yeah, you can.
Now you can.
Yeah, you can do it overhead if you want to, Dan. Yeah. Wherever you want.
Yeah. I don't have the hole
Oh.
punched in here, and I don't have this other keeper on.
Hold
here
tight.
yet. So let's do this. All right. I'm going to size this keeper. Both of these pieces together.
So instead of going under this one, you're going to go across the whole thing?
Well, let me go back down here a little bit further. I think it'll be about the same size. Yeah, it is. I'm going, it'll be around this piece and this piece.
Okay.
And I've never used one of these staplers. You're the staple master.
All right. I put those fancy staples in when we were making that, Clayton and I were making that bag. I used the actual keeper staples for the first time.
Oh yeah?
That was fun.
The actual real kind.
The fancy ones.
coming off there, Denny? Or are you just smashing your...
I was just smashing that a little tighter. I never did get it set. I need to reset that snap, but we won't do that right now.
When you make your holes for your belt, like that, do you normally use circle or do you use oblong?
I use a circle unless it's a special belt, with a big
Buckle.
buckle.
Tongue hole or
Tongue,
what do they call it then?
And I generally make these about an inch apart. Sometimes a little less. There we go. So we got one there, one there. What are you laughing at?
Dean says a casket is its own keeper.
Dean,
He's on a roll
you
today.
need to get a job. Maybe
Or-
here.
or a hobby.
You could write for us. We need a script sometimes.
We wouldn't stick to it.
No, you're right.
See, Joshua, we're getting that information. I didn't realize there was another pattern on that carburetor.
All right. Now, if you will see, I got the buckle set with the keeper, and then I've got this other keeper under it. So the way this will work, it will go through that keeper and through the belt itself. And that's the way it will look.
Yeah, that's still pretty hefty. That's still a lot of stuff
Yeah.
going on up there.
Yeah, but when everything seats down, it won't be nearly
Mhm.
as thick as what it looks now. But
That's
the point
pretty
is, you can use a smaller buckle
Mm-hmm.
on a bigger belt when you do a Ranger style or a tapered style. But the Ranger used to be really popular.
Well, that's just pretty darn
So
nifty.
what's the point of the Ranger style belt?
You can use a smaller buckle on a larger belt.
And so you're hanging stuff off of it, so your belt's a little more sturdy, or?
Oh no!
Oh,
I don't
It's
know.
just cool, guys.
oh.
Yeah, it just.
I guess I'm not one of. I don't wear very many.
It's, if you're a
Belts with-
ranger,
I don't wear very many belts with my coaching shorts.
You don't.
Denny's gonna have to.
Yeah, I need to work on that a little bit.
Anyways, there it is. That's the Denny's Wyoming Ranger.
Yeah, I think a snap did fall off.
Yeah.
It didn't get set right.
Yeah, I didn't get it set good.
It's gonna. Nobody can see that. It's fine. Finish your edges. Do
But
whatever
I
you
think
do.
it makes a pretty nice looking belt myself.
If you didn't care, if you don't care for the build, the content in the video today was outstanding.
That's the main part right
The
there.
content, it was full of content today.
There's so much content.
Yeah.
Yes, Michael. We know. We'll fix it. There could be two undersides. Yeah, you could. I mean, potentially, I guess you could put another keeper over here if you wanted to,
You could.
but that would just be a lot of keepers.
You could. Or you could.
You're gonna be threading keepers for like 20 minutes trying to get your pants on.
It would make a poor money belt. I can't take this off. All my keepers will come apart. All right. Is that what we got for today?
That's
what
it.
We got.
We have a finished belt. We made a whole belt in one session from start to finish.
amazes me.
You didn't do anything except for cut some strips.
I made those ink marks.
You did make those ink marks. He did make some ink marks. Alrighty, guys. Well, I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. And we will be back next week. I think we're going to do
say what our videos are next?
Yeah, are we going to do edging? Something about edging on Wednesday?
Wednesday is going to be an hour worth of edging.
An hour worth of edging on Wednesday.
Denny.
Edge beveling and
Just
edge finishing.
Edge finishing. All the edging tips and tricks that we know how to do.
And then the 24th is the last Friday of the month. We're going to be back to trading cards.
Trading cards.
Kevin and Denny. And then we're going to move into... Oh, I was going to show that.
Why?
The two-tone double loop lace. Can you waste enough time?
Hi, guys. Remember
We
Luna?
have so far.
We've wasted an hour. What's another 30 seconds?
Dean, hush. You do it. You make a pattern for the casket. What are you doing? are you
I
doing?
mean, I make a lot of patterns, and I just don't think I have it in me to do one of those.
Holly is going to veto that project plan. She's
What
gonna-
you can do, here's the way to do it. Just get yourself a regular casket and just cover it.
There you go. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
You're probably going to need like 4 sides of leather,
Yeah.
Maybe more.
depending on how large
how
you are.
A lot of cement.
Her husband would need at least 4, maybe 6 sides of
Yeah.
leather because he's like this tall.
Almost 8 foot.
All right, so you didn't grab my pillow though, or my example. It's okay. We don't need it. Didn't we show that the other day?
We did on.
So the week after next, we will be doing a
Can you run the camera? You gotta hit the cup button to switch camera.
we'll be doing a laced pillow with this like fun design that I saw on a bag while I was in New York. We will be doing 2 colors of double loop lacing. So Jeff will be here with us for those videos to show us how to do a 2-toned double loop lace. And then Denny and I are just going to be working. Probably Denny will do most of it because. You guys. So we'll be using this
And this is cool, you guys.
this design pattern on a pillow with a dual color double loop lace. So that will be our project for the week after. And then I think Spencer's going to do his leather whip after that.
Yep, so we got the double loop lace and pillow for that, and then Spencer with the leather whip, and then the keepsake box,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah, prep
style
yourself for that.
I need
stitching.
to start getting ready for that.
The 22nd of July, Denny's tools that he can't live without, and
Yeah.
going over those.
We made so many plans for you.
July, the week of the 25th.
The ones I can't live without, you guys, but I never bring them in here. We always got to go back out.
Yeah, the week of the 25th is going to be the Jim Linnell week. And then August, a Gaspadinha bag.
All right. That bag that we brought the pattern to you for.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We got a pattern pack of fishing accessories.
Oh, yeah, the fishing accessories we'll do in August.
So there you go. There's a.
That's what we have planned for the next 2.5 months. Alrighty, guys. Well, that was fun. Have a good one. Enjoy your weekend. Don't heat stroke or freeze to death,
Yeah.
wherever you're at in the world.
Thanks for bearing with us. If something happens, you aren't back, we'll see if we can get someone to bury you.
Dean is on call.